What's really cooking? That's the question which most political pundits in this country are currently asking. What's Raila Odinga's game plan? What is Raila Odinga planning? Because a few days ago, Raila Odinga told his supporters that they were going to reclaim their victory. And most Kenyans were left wondering how Raila Odinga was going to make this possible. Then yesterday, Kalonzo Musyoka also announced that they were going to form shadow cabinet. Immediately, Raila Odinga returns back into the country. So which means there is something which is cooking. And William Ruto and his brigades responded by going to Ukambani today. But yesterday, Kalonzo Musyoka was in Homabay. Today, he was in Kisumu. And because in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to look into details, the objectives or the political significance of Stephen Kalonzo's visit to Kisumu. Before we do that, I want to play for you the clip of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua while in Ukambani earlier today, because they were actually responding to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Listen in to them very briefly.
Kuhusu maneno ya ndugu yangu Stephen. Stephen ni ndugu yangu mkubwa, na akiwa tayari kufanya kazi na mimi niko tayari kufanya kazi na yeye. Mnajua niliwaambia wakati nilikuwa hapa, kama mnakumbuka, niliwaambia Mungu akinijalia niunde serikali, nitatafuta ndugu yangu Stephen nimshirikishe katika kuendesha hiyo serikali. Si namna hiyo? Na mimi nataka nimjue. Mimi mwenyewe nimemtafuta huyo Stephen, nimeketi chini na yeye, nikamwambia ndio hii serikali tuende pamoja. Akaniambia kwanza anataka kujaribu ya upinzani. So wacha jaribu kidogo, alafu tutaona vile.
Na huyu gavana ni mungwana. Tulitaka akuje pande yetu, lakini siasa hapa ikamchanganya kidogo. Gavana wa Vinya Ndeti, sisi hatuna shida na mheshimiwa Kalonzo. Tunamngoja. Nyinyi ndio mtaamua what you want with him. Because we don't understand him. We don't. Ukweli ni kwamba tulimtafuta. Tukimtafuta akuje kwetu, anarudi kwa ile mzee ya kuzimia. Hata siku ameaibishwa, sisi ndio tulikuwa tunamtetea. Mlisikia nikimtetea? Anaitwa interview. Anaulizwa ati jina yako ni nani? Leta kitambulisho. Bibi yako anaitwa nani? Ulibatishwa mwaka gani? Kwako ni wapi? Akaangaishwa, lakini hatoki huko. Sasa hatuelewi. Si William Ruto ndio rais wa Kenya? Sasa hatuelewi kwa nini anachanganyikiwa. So, Governor wa Vinya, it is up to you. Since we have no problem with the Kalonzo Musyoka. But we don't understand him at all.
Now, I studied very closely Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's speech yesterday while in Homabay. And I also studied him today while in Kisumu. The truth of the matter is that something is happening. Either Raila Odinga is introducing Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to Nyanza region, or Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually taking the steps to inherit Raila Odinga's stronghold. Listening to Kalonzo Musyoka yesterday in Homabay, very briefly.
Sema Wajaluo wanatupa mawe, mtatupiwa mawe. Walipata aibu. Because you have demonstrated, you can even take it in your own heart. But I want to confirm the whole country is hurting. Watu wana hasira ya kindani. Na watu wanataka majibu. Na naamini Mungu atatupatia majibu wakati wake. Kwa nini haya yakafanyika? Kwa nini Raila asikubaliwe awe rais wa Kenya? Kwa nini? Nauliza, why? karibu nitoe machozi. Mambo haya ni magumu sana.
And the truth of the matter is that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was accorded the kind of reception which is normally preserved or reserved for Raila Odinga in Nyanza. William Ruto was in Homabay the other day. Majority of local leaders were absent. As much as Kalonzo Musyoka attended the funeral of the father to Peter Pondo Kaluma, the Homabay town member of parliament, it was clear that majority of leaders who were present there heaped praises of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Again, he was in Kisumu. In Kisumu, I saw him accompanied by James Orengo, the Siaya Senator Uhuru Odinga. I saw the Deputy Governor for Siaya, the Deputy Governor for Kisumu, who was the host. I saw several members of parliament, including the Senator for Homabay in Kisumu earlier today. So in this video, I want us to look at the objective of this trip. Before we go into all those details, in case you are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And I want to make this request to you guys. Please, for this particular video, just press that thumbs up button. Now, let us get back to the main issue. William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua were in Ukambani. And if you listened to their message, they were very clear that they are ready to work with Kalonzo Musyoka. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua was on record stating that they tried to persuade Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to work with them, but they just saw him in Homabay. I don't know whether it's a crime for Kalonzo Musyoka to be in Homabay, but William Ruto was again very clear that he personally met with Kalonzo Musyoka to see how they could work, and Kalonzo Musyoka insisted that he's going to remain in the opposition. So that is why I played those clips earlier, so that you can understand where we are coming from and where we are headed to. But what are some of the political significance of the meeting of Kalonzo Musyoka's trip to Nyanza? Number one, I think Kalonzo Musyoka is keen on consolidating the Raila Odinga support base. The truth of the matter is that in case Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot, the 2027 election is going to be a two-horse race between Kalonzo and Ruto. And the truth is, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka might have upper hand, because one thing I know for sure is that Kenya Kwanza government is going to fail, just like Jubilee government failed. The expectations are so high. Number two, I also know that Kalonzo Musyoka can attract support from the Kikuyu nation, which failed Raila Odinga. And of course, as long as they can consolidate Raila Odinga's support base, then 5 years is not a long time for Kalonzo Musyoka to try his luck. So I'm trying to believe that probably Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is on a mission of consolidating Raila Odinga's support base so that they are not swayed. Remember, Raila Odinga is not in government. There is no handshake. During the handshake time, he was powerful, so there were leaders who would just side with him because he was part of the system, in quotes. So I'm sure that all these things are just geared towards consolidating the Raila Odinga stronghold. And number two, I also tend to think that maybe Raila Odinga is introducing Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to Nyanza. And I'm looking at this as going to be something which will be interesting moving forward. The truth of the matter is that Martha Karua was Raila Odinga's running mate. But Raila Odinga supporters really were not happy when Martha Karua could not even deliver in her own Gishugu constituency. Kalonzo Musyoka, who most people underrated, ended up delivering. And Kalonzo Musyoka is now turning out to be the face of Azimio la Umoja. So maybe Raila Odinga has instructed his troops to start moving around with Kalonzo Musyoka, or at least to accompany him in several or in series of his political activities in Nyanza. Otherwise, you cannot explain the high number of members of parliament who are present or who accompanied Kalonzo Musyoka. You can forget about Homabay, but who accompany him today in Kisumu. So I tend to think that Raila is introducing Kalonzo Musyoka to the Luo support base. Number 3, I'm also seeing a possibility of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's 2027 bid. Is Raila Odinga grooming Kalonzo Musyoka to succeed him? That's another question. And if he's grooming Kalonzo Musyoka to succeed him, how will he ensure that his support base votes for Kalonzo? And of course, Kalonzo Musyoka is being groomed. That's why his brand of politics has changed. And lastly, I also tend to think that there could be a possibility that the trip is all about Raila Odinga's succession politics. James Orengo was in Homabay yesterday. Today, again, he accompanied Kalonzo Musyoka in Kisumu. James Orengo is one of the people who are projected to succeed Raila Amolo Odinga. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say here. Because Orengo is the senior most politician from Luo Nyanza as we speak. And even James Orengo alluded to that fact today while in Kisumu. Orengo was in Homabay, of course, to be with the Homabay town member of parliament, Opondo Kalomba. And again, today, he was also with Kalonzo Musyoka in Kisumu, with his entire team, the senator, the deputy governor, the Alego Songa member of parliament, the Gay member of parliament. So for me, I tend to think that maybe Orengo is also trying to position himself around Raila Odinga's succession equation. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.